first grade games in a standing ovation as he took to the field. He was battling injury right up until kickoff. It was only a couple of minutes before kickoff that he was cleared to play with a hamstring problem, and we're all in readiness at a chilly Brookvale Oval on an overcast afternoon. Steve Lyons back in first grade. Our first grade referee, his 37th first grade game. Manly defending the northern end of Brookie. The St. George Illawarra Dragons will get the first use of the football and have a very, very strong southerly at their back. And Bailey has first use of the football 15 metres outside his own goal line. The Dragons, a number of changes, a real difference to their side. Hornby out, Blacklock and Lance Thompson all out. Some rearranging of the side. I think Greenshield's making his first grade debut as Bailey has his second hit up. Out of acting half, ducking Reece Simmons, 10 short of halfway. Here's Timmins across field, dribbling to the turf. Defence there from Manly. Solomon Amono involved. Last tackle. Pressure on head there with the kick from Walker. But in the end, he got away with it. And now Brett Stewart returns it. The defence is there in a solid straight line. And this is something Manly have to be conscious of. Getting off to a good start, not making any mistakes. Starting has been a problem for them this season. And coming off the bye could lead to that, could lend to that too. Chris Hicks playing it. He's playing in the centres after spending most of the season. In fact, all of the season. There's a strip. Penalty against the Dragons. 2 in the tackle. Ashton Sims penalised for a hand on the football, raking it free.
Let's go, Paulie!
In fact, it was Justin Poore who was penalised. There's a very good kick into a strong win. And it's got Manly 20 metres out from the Dragons' goal line. 12 metres out from the goal line. Here's Manly on the attack. Williamson. How is he on the field? Menzies must have come straight off. Where's Stephen Menzies? No, he's out there. What is Williamson doing out there? He wasn't scheduled to start. And now Manly find themselves just a metre out from the goal line. Here they come. Ball back on the inside. Coming from Monahan. Still going.
Yeah, I think you find Anthony Watmouth's gone onto the bench. Williamson on.
Tap on there to Williamson. Quick hands in front of Hopper Wade. The ball went forward anyway. Changeover. Well, there's a change from Manly. We'll have to find out whether Watmough is injured at all or whether it was a last-minute change. Stephen Menzies battling to prove his fitness right up until kickoff. He's got that left hamstring heavily strapped. Sam Harris, in fact, is not out there. So Watmough is packing in at lock. And Sam Harris nowhere to be found at the moment.
Ball must go inside his inside leg. No push. Ball's out.
This is Timmins. Now Greenshields, first touch in first grade, running out of acting half, picking up about 10 metres. This is Young, up towards the 40. Jensen. Halfway line just in front of him, the Manly defence. There in numbers, Watmough is there. So too was Solomon Amono and Hollingsworth. Here's the kick from head. It's away from Hicks, who's moved out onto the wing now. Hapawadi gone into the centres defensively anyway. Stewart, can he get it back into the field of play? No, he can't. Great chase there from the Dragons, forcing him in goal. And so it's a goal line dropout.
Yeah, what we will see with Hopawadi and Chris Hicks this afternoon is interchanging between centre and wing. Late in the tackle count, you'll see Chris Hicks move out onto the wing and drop back to return the kicks. Hopawadi will play in the centres for the rest of the time.
Push up here, Goody. Stay behind it. Stay behind there. Let's go, Lee.
It's Matt Cooper, who played for Country, of course, on Friday night. Here's Walker. Let's see how far this kick goes into the... That's an excellent drop kick into a very strong southerly. 50 on the fly as Sims returns it. 25 out. 20 metres. Here come the Dragons. Head now. Here come the short side. Turns it inside to Cooper. Running straight and hard. Greenshields. Great tackle by Solomon Amono. Williamson also. Short side. They go through Poore. Comes back towards the middle of the field. Call there for a slight obstruction from the Manly players. Referee says no. Here's the kick. Hopewadi has it covered. The Dragons trying to take advantage of the fact that Hopewadi just turned very slowly to chase on that football.
Yeah, he did well there, John Hopewadi. He has got a problem with turning and chasing the ball that goes behind him. Just beat Matt Cooper to the ball, and another repeat set for the Dragons.
They're still trying to ascertain from Manly why Sam Harris didn't start the game. He was named to start. The only change for their starting lineup was Chad Randall out and Nathan Hollingsworth to start. This is Sims. Young will play it. Centre field, 30 metres out. That's Withers at acting half. Bailey running across field towards Walker and also Hicks. Up to the 20. This is Head turning it inside to Sims. Towards 15 metres out from the goal line. Now Timmins looking for runners. Young back on the inside. The defence has him covered. A tackle on this occasion made by Watmo. Now the Dragons will go wide, will they? Head stepping back towards the centre of the ruck. This is Bailey. Manly defence holding at the moment. Tackles running out here for the Dragons. This is the last tackle. They've got options left and right. The halfback's left. Timmins is also left. They come that way. Here's the kick. Tough one for them. Knocked back by Cooper. Kept alive. Simmons for the kick for the in-goal area. Over touch in goal. Great composure there from Brett Stewart. 20-metre restart.
Yeah, well done by Brett Stewart. Simmons getting the kick to it and just left it to the last second, shepherded it over the line. The Seagulls. 3 sets of 6 from the Dragons. Good defence by the Eagles.
Is that knocked out? 6 to go. The referee says it was played at off the foot. He signalled then, so Manly, the tackle count restarts after Hopewadi to lose the ball as he took it from acting half. Amona now. The Brookvale crowd trying to get a penalty. Heckenberg taking it forward. Solid defence in the middle of the road. That ball was forward, I thought, from Monahan, but maybe as he got hit in the tackle, it made it look it was forward. The referee and touch judge to say play on. This is Donald up towards the 30.
Start working, dude.
7.5 minutes of play, 0-all the score. Last tackle here for Manly, ordinary pass to Walker. He did well to gather it. He's put a ball straight up in the air. The wind is blowing it backwards. He lets it bounce. Jensen was there also. Gets it back, no Dragon near him. Gets an ordinary kick away in the end. And the Dragons will have excellent field position through Greenshields, and that was not the best last tackle option from Manly.
Yeah, poor pass from dummy half to Walker. Walker got a bad kick away, then got another bad kick away straight into the Dragons' hands. And the Dragons on the attack again. Poor pass picked up by Scott Donald.
Finds himself now 40 metres out from the Dragons' line, and Manly on the attack. Watmo looking to offload to Donald, but kept the play, or the ball in his hands to continue the play now after the play the ball. It comes from Monahan, and he's now tackled 15 out of the goal line. Now Hollingsworth. Now the ball comes to Torrens, 5 metres out. Here's Monahan with the kick, the chase. Stewart ran straight into the back of Paul. The crowd thought he was taken out. Referee said no, 20-metre restart, but for mine, Brett Stewart ran straight into the back of Paul and was knocked over. Monahan struggling there on camera at the moment as Riddell and Riles get ready for some action. Not a bad couple of players to have on the interchange bench.
Yeah, Jason Riles made his comeback to football last week against the Sharks and performed well too. Very handy man to be coming on for the side, and also Mark Riddell, who played in that City Country match. Sam Harris, who also played in that City Country match. Obviously, Desi Hasler thinking to rest him early in this match. Had a big game for City against Country.
Good chase there from the Dragons. Stewart had nowhere to go, really. This is a very strong breeze they've got at their back. We saw in the earlier game the Dragons led 20-0 at half-time and will run down in the second half, although I don't think it's as strong as it was then, but Manly will do well to be close to the Dragons at half-time. Here's Hamono. Up towards the 30. M.W.S.E looking for some action after a couple of weeks on the touchlines without any gameplay. Lack of fitness cited by Des Hasler. Here's Walker running for the little chip. The Dragons holding off. Does he get the bounce? No, knock on. Who was it off? Walker. I thought it might have been a Dragon's hand. M.W.S.E thought it was. Change over.
Andrew Walker thinks it was off a Dragon's hand. Nice little play by Walker. No one in behind the. That's come off Sean Timmins' hands.
Well, that's a tough call against Manly. I thought from here that it was off a St. George hand. And so the Dragons get some luck. News from downstairs, we believe, is that the NRL will investigate Manly's last-minute change of Williamson for Harris. And they will be facing a fine, the Sea Eagles. He wasn't named in the starting lineup. Crowd thought that pass was forward to Bailey. Line ball. And the referee says play on. So a couple of decisions going against Manly in the last minute or so. Greenshields goes into acting half. Now it comes out to Timmins through head. He throws the dummy to Jensen. Taking a good tackle there by Watmo. Young. Good tackle there from Williamson. Right around the legs. Drops him on the 20. Now Head running to the line. Kicking back for Greenshields. Into the in-goal area too deep. The chase was on. And he was into open space if the ball was a little bit softer from off the boot.
Yeah, just with that strong breeze behind them, that took it over the dead ball line. And Manly again withholding. Been all the Dragons, been all played in Manly's territory.
There's a loose ball. Referee said play on. 6 to go. 5 short of halfway. Here's Heckenberg. As we mentioned, Sam Harris playing for City on the Friday night. Not starting today. And that could cop Manly a fine. He's on the bike, getting ready to come out. Eventually. Towards the 30.
Go on, no miss.
This is Monahan. Someone taken out on the inside, running through there. Just trying to see who it is. Torrens. Referee said it was okay. M.W.S.E now. As he goes a fair way searching for the ball. Menzies playing out wide. Maybe he's gone into the forwards. He's still going. And now he's tried to throw it away and has turned it over. You can hear the referee saying he's still going. And in the last minute, he tried to throw the pass and he's lost it. And that means the Dragons may now do something with it. Cooper can't get away from Menzies. He's thrown it away. Was able to get his own pass. Poor crossfield. Now Sims. Beautiful ball for Greenshields. He's lost it. And Manly have come up with possession.
Well, both sides guilty of cheap turnovers, and Manly get a penalty. Luke Bailey penalised for being on the tackle player for too long. Greenshields spilt the ball in the tackle from Monahan and Williamson.
Solomon Amono coming from the field, talking with Noel Cleal there. Player coming on, Kylie Luluwai, and jumper number 15. John M.W.S.E being, or Stephen Menzies being told to speak to John M.W.S.E about getting on the side. He's now out on the right wing as Torrens takes the tap, and Manly find themselves 10 metres out from the goal line. A great opportunity to put first points on the board into a very strong Southerly. It comes to Luluwai. He runs at Bailey, who makes the tackle. They're about 4 metres out now, Manly. Here's Monahan. Runners everywhere. Williamson into half a gap off his chest into the in-goal area. The pass just a fraction too hard. I'm not sure whether Williamson thought he was going to get the ball or whether it was a decoy.
There was plenty of players in motion here. Monahan, number of options. Williamson was the play. Just couldn't hold it.
Nice and easy, bend easy, boys. Don't put it in yet. Make sure you get all the way in there. No. That's the way. Ball's out.
Greenshield's been heavily involved in his first grade game. Plenty of touches early. Young.
Dominant. Lost his legs.
Here's Gasnier. Williamson didn't tackle him because he was told he was offside by the referee. And finally, Gasnier is taken to ground 10 short of halfway. He gets up very gingerly also and limps away, holding that left hamstring. And that doesn't look good for the Dragons. No, he missed the City Country game because of the hamstring problem, and he's limping. And here comes the kick. It's a high one. Doesn't have to run too far. Gasnier to contest it, knocks it back to head. He'll put another kick up. Willie will try. He won't get it outside of Donald through pace, and Donald makes the tackle. Changeover. Let's keep an eye on Mark Gasnier and see how long he lasts. That's a risk they've taken, the Dragons, and it may, as we see him on camera there with the trainer, may not be a good one.
Yeah, pulled up sore just at the end of the game against the Sharks last week. It was ruled out of the City side. Felt it was good enough to take part in this game today, but after his first touch of the ball, it doesn't look good at all for the Dragons and Mark Gasnier.
It wasn't as if he was racing anywhere. It was just a simple run and tackle. He's now out on the right wing for the Dragons as Williamson goes that way.
That's the thing with hamstrings, but it doesn't matter how much you test them off the field. Sometimes when you get into a game situation and just that initial spurt and the pressure on the hamstring.
Here's Walker. Puts the ball high over the head of Greenshields. The Breeze holding it up, but not enough. It's gone over the dead ball line. 20-metre restart. You could see what Andrew Walker was trying to do, knowing the Breeze was pretty strong, just to put a little bit of pressure on the fullback, but he just kicked it too far. Gasnier walking reasonably in back play. And they will keep him out there as long as possible. To see if that maybe it was just a little bit of, I suppose, relieving some tension in that hamstring. I don't want to make her a change too early. Already without Hornby, Blacklock and Thompson that were named in the side. And of course, Trent Barrett not playing either. Penalty.
You had a second go at him. Fourth tackle, mate.
This is an interesting one. Andrew Walker penalised, but did the man with the football, Ashton Sims, get to his feet with it in his possession? Well, let's see. Walker's come in again, pushed him there. Yep, that's fair enough.
Yeah, he didn't need to have the second go, did he, Andrew Walker? Player tackled Sims.
Got to the feet with the ball in possession, is entitled then to put it on the ground to try and play it. As now the Dragons are in a great position. Here's Timmins throwing the dummy, then accelerating, gets towards the 10-metre line before Monahan makes the tackle. Penalty again. John Hopewadi being penalised. Quick tap taken by Cooper up towards the goal line. Menzies is there to make the tackle in game number 250. Withers inside to Sims. Great tackle, Williamson. 5 metres out from the goal line. Lulawai there also. They come left. Timmins is there. Goes himself. Menzies with the tackle, arm free. He's tried to throw the impossible ball, and Manly have come up with possession.
Yeah, both sides have been guilty when they've got down into their attacking 20-metre line of coming up, pushing the ball.
Which is unlike the Dragons, #1 in completion rates in the NRL. And Hopewadi gets some penalty.
Yeah, smart play by John Hopewadi there. Loves a dummy half run. Saw that the blind side players, or the players on the left-hand side of the Dragons' defensive line were offside, ran straight to them, committed them to the tackle. Got the penalty as Lulawai. Good charge up over halfway.
This is Williamson. Now it comes to Monahan. Hit as he passed it off at the foot there of Watmo, and the Dragons have come up with it, and Monahan is hurt. Now Gasnier. This will test the hammy. Let's see how he gets up from this run. He's up, and now Withers goes from acting half, picks up about 10 metres. He seems to be all right after that run, Gasnier. Now it comes to Bailey. He has nowhere to go, but puts the head down. Approaching the halfway mark of the first half, and still no points on the board. 0-0 the score. As it comes now from head inside to Paul. Bailey coming off. He's going to go on. Well, Brent Kite wasn't ready. And now he goes on as Bailey comes from the field. as the pass from Head looked very flat at best. The crowd didn't like it. Back to Young. Now Sims. He offloads out the back to Gasnier, who's hit straight away by Monahan. Changeover. 3 late changes, obviously just disrupting the Dragons. And they certainly don't look that comfortable.
Well, it is a danger game for the Dragons. They've been up for a long time. They've had some big matches. Very big chance for Manly to ambush the Dragons here. If their intensity's right, they've got to control their sets, but they can't afford to keep dropping ball. In the end, it will take its toll. The Dragons will get a try eventually if they keep forcing the ball over.
Walker with the kick. Awkward length there for Greenshields, who did well to wait for it. Got a nice bounce. Was able to bring it back towards the halfway line. As Bailey coming from the field, they have a rest on the bench. He's just keeping himself warm. A chilly afternoon, gloomy afternoon at Brookvale. The lights have been on for a couple of hours, and there's a mistake. John Carloy, his first touch of the football, not happy. Here it is again. Let's see whether Carloy was wide or the referee was light. Menzies had his hand there, but he just lost it.
Just have a word to John and Chris Hicks. Mate, skating on very thin ice with the 10 metres. You've got to go back to there. All right, bend easy. No push. Make sure you get no. Kyle, keep the outside leg up. It has to go inside both his feet, mate, like I told you. Get the hooker's feet across. You might have a chance. That's it. Ball's out. Same every
here's
time,
Walker.
Mate.
Now it goes to Hicks. Hitting a solid tackle from Greenshields. Gasnier there as well. The 23 and 24 doing the work. Don't often see those numbers in first grade nowadays. Torrens. Young the tackler. This is Heckenberg taking it forward. Good hit from Kite. Monahan inside Walker. Cuts out Williamson. Gives it to Stewart. He's got Hicks on his outside. Couldn't quite get it to Hopewadi, but is able to get a quick play the ball. Hopper goes from acting half across field. Menzies running at pace. Ball didn't come to him inside the 10. Lulawai was there also. It was a rocket ball, but inside the 10, the Dragons. And will they take the 2? Here's how the penalty came. Hopewadi running across field looking for runners. The Dragons never back. I don't think that he was ever a chance of catching it either. Like the way it was passed.
No, again, too much pressure on the ball runner.
Justin Riles is on now for the Dragons. He's the one under the black and white dot. Just putting his hands in the air, trying to distract the kicker. We saw last week that the kick can be retaken if he continues to do that. Now he stops, and Walker has little trouble. So the first points of the afternoon, that in Manly, they lead by 2 points to 0. Into a very strong breeze, 16.5 out from half-time. Mark Riddell about to come on for the Dragons. Jason Riles out there for the first time today. There's Des Hasler looking on. Looking pretty satisfied at the moment. They haven't won here at Brookvale since round 15 last year.
Yeah, desperate for a win at home, Manly.
That's a deep kick over the dead ball line on the full easily. Easily from Reece Simmons, who restarted play. And so Manly bring it back to halfway and get the penalty as Nathan Brown looks on. The assistant coach David Barnhill. Not panic stations yet, that's for sure. Long way to go. But Manly have an opportunity here, leading 2-0 into a strong breeze to record their first win at Brookie in quite some time. They've lost 8 in a row here.
It's a great kick by Andrew Walker again into the win. A department that the Dragons wouldn't be happy with. Their kicking game has been ordinary. Not just that kick dead from the kickoff, but their general play kicking. They haven't taken advantage of this strong breeze behind their back.
Lulawai plays it. Monahan does well to reach down. Menzies off his shoulder. They read it well there. Jason Riles with the tackle, 5 metres out from the goal line. Heckenberg taking it forward, almost running over the top there of Sims. Right in front of the post, southern end of Brookvale Oval. It comes to Monahan with the kick. Here's the chase from Watmo, but well covered up by John Carloy.
Yeah, well read by John Carloy there. Tucked inside his defensive line. as the Dragons bring it out off their own line through Jason Riles.
Solid body contact there with Williamson over the top, a little way around the legs. They go wide. The crowd thought that pass was forward. Luke Bailey about to come back. Now Withers, no chance for Reece Simmons.
No, forward for a start. Forward and over the touchline on the full from Lincoln Withers.
Not prepared to call him forward anymore. There's been a few today that I thought, but the referee signalling that that went forward. And so Manly will be gaining in confidence the longer this game goes. And surely Nathan Brown, the time has come to throw on Mark Riddell to give them some sort of spark.
Ball's out.
Monahan trying to link with someone. There's obstruction, surely. And there he is. He's blown the whistle.
Mate, I'll tell you, Andrew, I'll explain this to you once. He's gone behind you, mate. It's as simple as that.
Plenty of debate about this in the game in recent weeks, but the man carrying the ball can't create a hole for himself through a decoy runner.
I mean, that was black and white there. There's no drama with that. It was certainly an obstruction. As Riddell comes on, Bailey comes on also for the Dragons. And you could just see it coming too. It wasn't a set play. It was a play that went wrong.
Well, it was. The defence was well read by the Dragons. And in the end, Monahan had no other option but to take the ball himself because the Dragons players had all picked up his runners.
Speaking of picked up, that was well picked up by Timmins. He thought about passing and held onto the football up towards the 20-metre line. Can the Dragons hit back? This is Head. Now goes to Kite. He tries to storm his way forward, but Heckenberg holds on to one leg and brings him to ground with Watmo. Now they go the right-hand side. Head, cut-out ball there to Gaznia. He's taken to ground by Torrens. Good tackle. Carlo acting half. Now Head running across field, kicking off the crossbar. Here's a chance back to Paul. Chris Hicks did well, but they play on Greenshield. Now Cooper. Cooper goes for the line and scores. Well, luck's a fortune. Can you believe that? It hit the crossbar try, but we're going to McStone.
Checks him on side for a start there, just from the kick.
McStone, our video referee, will decide whether this is a try or not. I don't think there's a problem. I think that's line ball, maybe. I don't think he's in front of him.
That's Sean Timmins. Line ball, Sean Timmins.
And is he outside the 10? Anyway, even if he's in front, is he outside the 10?
Yeah, he's outside the 10. Yeah. Well outside.
I don't think he's in front of the kicker anyway. No. So I would suggest it's a try.
And where he scored that try, no player that there was a hint of offside is inside the 10 metres.
That's where the ball came to him as well, but I don't think he was in front of him.
No try.
No try. Well, we'll speak to McStone at half-time. He must have. It must be Timmins that he's saying was in front and inside the 10.
Wait, this way?
Well,
I
thought Timmins was line ball.
Line ball at best, and well.
10 metres, boys.
Well, anyway, that's the decision. Sean Timmins was the man in front of the kicker. If at all, that was very, very close, but Mick Stone's the one that had to make the decision. I disagree with him. I thought he was line ball at best and play on for mine. But anyway, he was in front of the kicker and was inside the 10 when it was taken by the man who took the ball, that being
Justin Paul.
And so he was ruled to be in offside position. So there we go. And Manly survive. That may be the luck they've been looking for. This is Dunley. He's on now for the Sea Eagles, looking for space. And how often do we see an incident like that down one end lead to a try at the other? Last tackle here, though, for Manly. Walker. He puts it up. Watmo is offside, but he's not chasing. Here comes Donald. Great take, John Carlaw. Greenshields. Been impressed with him.
Been busy.
Yeah, Gaznia. Just strolling up, trying to catch players offside. Seems to have recovered from that initial jolt to the hamstring early in the game. And Donnelly on now for Manly. We're about to see Sam Harris come onto the field also. Here's the kick towards the touchline. Stewart has it covered. Awkward bounce at the end. He did well. And Cooper did well to make the tackle. Sam Harris about to come as Hopewati running across field. They've made 3 interchanges Manly. They're about to make it 4. Watmo now. Quick play the ball. Grabbed by the leg from Timmins. Penalty.
And did all his good work, Sean Timmins. 2 great tackles. Firstly on Hopewati, then on Watmo.
Yep. Did it do it again, did it?
Sam Harris coming on the field for Luke Williamson. Here's Williamson coming from the field, and Harris has gone on in jumper number 11. And this is Ian Donnelly against his former club in jumper number 17.
Easy.
Him and Jason Riles exchanging pleasantries after the play of the ball. Menzies, you can see that left leg heavily strapped. Hamstring problem cleared just before the game started. Harris keeping it alive to Dunley. Dunley then back to Stewart. Stewart has Walker with him. Beats Kite, still going, finally taken to ground by a head. Monaghan. This is Harris up towards the 20. Right in centre field. Dunley, there's a big gap there, and running into it was Watmo, but he kept the ball himself. Dunley on 5. Donald goes into acting half. Monaghan, in fact, now Walker. Long ball to Hicks. They must score. Hopewati for the corner. Cooper does miraculously. The ball is kept alive. Knocked on by Hicks, was it? He's forced it. Mick Stone becomes involved again.
Mate, I think it went back there. It was knocked on by St. George, but I want to see if Manly knocks it on there.
Well, what a great tackle by Matt Cooper there. John Hopewati. Unmarked on the wing. Cooper getting across, able to hold him up. I don't think I was worried about his left hand.
Yeah, that's right. His left hand.
And
right
I don't
there.
think...
Yeah, I think he did touch it there. I think he might have touched it. But I'd like to see it 4 more times. All right, from 9 different angles to make that choice. Thank you, Brian Barnett, our director.
You're going to really touch it.
Oh, mate.
Here we go.
I've got to go one way. I got the first one wrong. I'm saying no try, knock on. There you go. So 50-50 at the moment.
Wait. In the back. Get it in there. Out.
So another opportunity for Manly. Here they come. Good tackle on Stewart, made by Sean Timmins. He read that particularly well. Now Watmo, Walker, dummy inside to Torrance. Now Donald, he's over. Can he get it down? I don't think he has. Held up, says the referee. Mick Stone can have a breather. And we'll take it out 10. The rule that we spoke about on Fox Sports for all of last season that was brought in by the NRL will be in action here. Manly will play it.
Andrew Walker, great little dummy inside to Albert Torrance. Found some space. Turned Scott Donald on the inside. But look, there's plenty of Dragons players there.
Great tackle made. This is tackle number 3. Off the feet of Dunley. That's play on. Now Monaghan cuts out Menzies. Walker's dropped it cold and can't pick it up. Still can't pick it up, Manly.
Watch this come, boys. This will be fun.
Des Hasler looks on. Steve Lyons just telling his touch judges to watch the scrum.
Easy, all right. Come in there. I'm watching this scrum. You muck around, you're going to sit down. All right, just come in close. Bend easy. Bend easy and hold the weight in the back. Saints loose.
Now here's Timmins. In and out, no problems there. Slowing it down here, Manly. Now Timmins finally gets to his feet. Here's Riles. They come charging in, Manly. 3 of them there. The fullback's up there to help make the tackle. Kite. Dunley almost thrown out of the way, but held on. Menzies was there, so too Luluai. Here's Riddell. Oh, there's a high shot. Referee said across the shoulder, and in comes Donnelly also. Getting a little bit willing out there at the moment. Riles again. That time it was Shane Dunley who went in high. Stephen Menzies making the tackle on this occasion. Manly muscling up to the Dragons.
That's a great set of 6 from Manly.
And Timmins, with the strong breeze at his back, decides that it's better down the other end. I thought they might have done it a bit earlier as Riddell and Luluai run back together. No dramas there. Just keeping an eye on them. Noel Cleal on the bench. Give us a wave crusher. A little bit of a wink. He's enjoying the football this afternoon. It's been a real physical battle. 2-0 the score. 6 out from half-time. We saw no tries in the first half in Townsville last night. It was an ordinary half of football. This hasn't been too bad. Hopewadi. Plenty of feeling between the two sides at the moment. Dunley looking for somebody. Watmo's there. Walker's on his inside. Timmins with the tackle. Gaznia, half an assist. Last tackle here for Manly. Walker now. Finally puts it high to the wing of Simmons. Well, Hicks has had to walk through about 4 of them. He's copped a knee in the back there too, Simmons, as he dropped it. I'm not sure. It was, well, certainly I don't think it was deliberate. It was accidental. There's certainly plenty of feeling.
Yeah, the Dragons players did a great job to run Chris Hicks off the ball. Simmons really under no pressure there. No need to jump either.
Can't be talking to him.
No one around him. No Manly players. Luluai got there late and
nothing much in it. It looked a lot worse initially. He tried to stop.
Listen, you just come in and you pack easy. Pack easy, Manly loose, bend it, in the back. Balls out.
Monahan, now Walker. Stewart's there with him. Taken to ground, 10 metres out by Timmins. Also Greenshields. Here comes Watmo. Taking it forward, up towards the goal line, but forced back. Manly lead by 2. Can they get the first try? Inside the final 5, ordinary ball. Well taken, Scott Donald. And no chance there for Shane Dunley, who is smashed straight away by Kite. Here's Menzies. Game 250 with the kick. Hicks is on the chase, picked up Greenshields. Forced back into the in-goal area. You heard him say, leave him. You cannot drag once the tackle's completed.
You can only dive on it. You can't have a second move. You land on him and then you lift him.
Yeah, Greenshields did well there. Get out into the field of play. Once the Manly players touch him, that's the tackle made. But they lifted and dragged him back into the in-goal area.
We're getting fired up, still pace.
Breathe a sigh of relief there to Dragons.
Get your bikes movement straight off.
They do have a strong breeze at their back, as we've mentioned on numerous occasions, and they're down by 2. I mean, the game has barely been played down the other end of the field. Manly has done tremendously well. There's a high shot from Luluai and Carlo. Play on, says the referee. Riddell now finds Paul. Hicks with the tackle. Menzies also there. Over the 30 they go. Now Timmins at acting half, trying to pick up some easy metres. Donnelly there to tackle the Dragons captain. Riddell, he goes down the short side. Pushes away from a couple. Hicks comes again. Hopewadi's there. This will be fun, this tackle. He gets up, Hopper straight away. Now ahead. Looking for the little kick off the foot of Menzies. Not played at. Did very well there, Justin Paul, to get down to that football with Menzies breathing down his neck. Now ahead with a kick. Looking for touch. Rolling away from the touchline. This is an awkward one for Stewart. The chase from Simmons. Stewart has beaten him but can't get back into the field of play. Initially, it looked like the ball was going to go into touch. It kept rolling away from the touchline. And Brett Stewart was left with a very tough job and couldn't get back into the field of play. So Walker with the restart. You just see those flags there on the hill blowing in the breeze to give you some idea as the Dragons take the ball back as to how strong this breeze is. Behind, there's the ball free. Looking for the touch. Judge gets the call for the penalty. Watmo being penalised for a hand on the football. Going to kick for touch quickly. Riddell to play on and try and get a try before half-time. There's 90 seconds of play remaining. Can the Dragons take the lead right on half-time? Head, they've barely been down here. 10 metres out from the goal line. Sims plays it. Now Timmins cuts out to Cooper. Cooper goes towards that line. Good tackle from Hicks on this occasion. Greenshields at acting half. Lob pass there to Timmins. Now ahead, inside ball to Kite. Donnelly read it well, so too Menzies. Now Riddell from acting half, running across field, turning the ball back inside to a flat-footed Riles, who pops it back. Now they keep it alive to Kite. Walker's there to wrap him up. They're going backwards here, the Dragons.
Big rap to Manly's defence, but it has been great in this first half. Plenty of intensity in it.
Last tackle here for the Sea Eagles. To defend, the kick from Timmins is too deep, and so it's a 20-metre restart, and they survive, and that should see us out to half-time, unless Manly come up with a monumental error.
Held them out beautifully. Thanks, guys. Keep it going.
Rain falling here at Brookvale Oval. Just a light shower at the moment. It's a dreary old afternoon. The Manly fans who haven't seen a victory here since round 15 last year.
Let's go, 10 seconds to go, guys.
40 minutes away as the Phantom Whistler is here. Phantom Siren goes off.
One, movement off, Mark.
3 seconds remaining as Hopper takes it from acting half, and that should see us out. Half-time, no tries in the first half, and it's Manly 2, the Dragons 0. A fiery and physical first 40 minutes here at Brookvale Oval in Steve Menzies' 250th first-grade game. Yet to see a try. What will the second half bring us? Manly 2, St George Illawarra 0. A break and back with more. And Steve Lyons about to signal time on for the second half here at Brookvale Oval. Manly leading by 2 points to 0. And Mark Riddell gets us underway with Manly. A very strong breeze at their back in the second half, and they lead by 2 points. And Donnelly will play it, 20 out from his own line. I have no doubt, Greg Alexander, that the words that Des Hasler would have been saying at half-time was play it down the other end.
Yeah, look, the breeze is strong, but it's probably dropped a fair bit since the earlier games. And you're looking at a scoreline of 2-0, and gee, I think the stats reflect how even it's been. Completions, both sides had 25 sets, both completed 16. The errors, there's in their own half. The Dragons certainly getting the better share of that.
There's a big kick from Walker. Nice bounce, though, for Clint Greenshields, who's been very impressive in his first-grade debut, and takes it back to the 20. One thing we may have a problem here, Brookie, a little bit later, you won't pick it up on your screens, is that it is very, very gloomy already. And there's an injury in the tackle. Of course, the amount of time that first half took.
Put him on his side, mate. Put him on his side.
That's John Carlaw. Took a heavy knock in the tackle. And here it is, running from acting half. Harris running into the arm there of Donnelly. But what I was about to say, Greg, I mean, we've still got 39 minutes of play remaining, and it is very dark here, and the lights at Brookvale are not the best in the NRL. We could be playing almost in the pitch black by the time we reach 10 to go in this game.
Yeah, the lights have been on for some time. What Manly have to do, they have to do better than what the Dragons did in the first half, and that's control their kicking game. They didn't utilise the breeze with their kicking game, found it kicked plenty dead, kicked plenty short, couldn't control their kicks with the breeze. Manly need to play it down this end of the park, put some pressure on the Dragons' defence, and then try and take advantage of that and come up with at least a try.
Here it is again. You just see head hit the arm there of Donnelly. Nothing much in that tackle, just one of those things that happens in a game of football. And so Carlo will play the ball 25 out from his own line. Riles to the 30. This is Young. Solid tackle there from Manly. 3 in the tackle. Harris, one of those. Donnelly very quickly on Kite, forcing the turnover. And Donnelly copped the knock there. He's in Disneyland at the moment. And so Solomon Amono goes into acting half, and here's an opportunity for Manly. And you can't emphasise enough how gloomy it's getting very quickly here. Walker, hard to see players in that far corner as Hicks is now tackled. Hopewadi across field. Now it comes to Monahan. They come back towards the grandstand where we can see them a bit clearer. Dunley goes himself to the right. Here's Menzies, the ball, not a great pass. Menzies was turning his back as the pass came and dropped it.
Really?
So the Dragons survive on this occasion.
Yeah, Dunley spotted a hole in the Dragons' defence there. Steve Menzies saw it also. Great hole runner that he is.
This side of me, guys.
There we just see the strong defence by the Manly side, which has been a key aspect of their game so far. Something Des Hasler would have been happy with at half-time. Their intensity in defence coming off the line quick.
See Trent Barrett watching on there, how the Dragons would love to have him out there and how Trent would love to be out there himself. Gaznia out of acting half. Up towards the 30, beat Watmo, but not Torrens. 2-0 the score. Manly over St. George Illawarra. As Carlaw recovered from that knock, offloads. Great pass. Sims did very well for a big man, then flicks it out the back to Riddell. And Riddell into open space, has support. It comes there, knocked down out of the hands by a Manly player. I thought went backwards, says the referee. He says a knock on by head first of all, though, from the Dragons. And so Manly will get the loosened feed.
Yeah, good interchange of passing there by the Dragons. Ashton Sims off to Riddell. Riddell breaks through some tackles. Matthew Head, he lost the ball forward. In his attempt to pass it backwards, lost it forward.
Yeah, get it right through there, yes. Ball's out.
Nice tackle from Timmins. Referee says it was okay. Across the shoulder and fell off. Torrens.
Hold, go.
Donnelly. They move up quickly on him on this occasion, up towards the halfway line.
Hold, go.
Very gloomy afternoon. It's getting gloomier for the Dragons by the minute as Manly cling to a 2-0 lead. There's still 36 to go, though. That breeze has almost died away behind the backs of Manly. It's gusting every now and again. Now Walker, little kick over the top, a bit too far, taken on the full by Greenshields from the field of play into his in-goal area, but is able to bring it back into the field of play by about 5 metres. Cooper, away from one, away from two, but can't get away from the third. Homono comes to help Walker. There's a run from Young, straight there at Harris. Simmons, crossfield, looking for somebody to take a run. Takes the tackle himself. Riddell, Riles, up towards the 40. Standing, thought about offloading. Last tackle. The Manly players all in front of him, Walker and Harris. They held off charging forward. And get the kick away, the Dragons, straight to Stewart inside his own 20. He's able to return it about 20 metres before he meets any defence at all. Harris, kite up there, able to offload, quickly back to Walker. He accelerates, did he lose the ball? He held onto it, no.
Hey, John Hopewadi! Go away. Hopper, knock on. It's a simple knock on. Don't you lost the ball, mate. You want a penalty? Zip it up, Steve. Chuck.
Andrew Walker sliding through a hole there, and I thought he'd regathered the ball. I thought he'd regathered the ball before he hit the ground. Andrew Walker not happy about it.
I had a clear view of it. I see he knocked the ball on. Now, I gave him 2 chances there to zip it up. Now, if they do the same thing, you'll get a penalty as well. Tell him to be quiet.
Very hard to hold your tongue sometimes when you know you haven't made the mistake that the referee's ruled on, but when the referee blows his whistle, you know you can't win.
That's what discipline's all about, particularly when they're going so well, Manly. It can be incidents like that that can turn games, and now he's lost the kite. If he's not careful, he'll give a penalty away.
That'll be a penalty, so zip it. Goes both ways, boys.
Another strong tackle by Shane Dunley. Solomon Hamono hanging on. Dunley ended up falling off. Brent Kite just lost it cold.
I don't know what he's arguing about.
Really nothing to argue about.
Lance Thompson looks on with Nathan Blacklock. They can't believe it. So that penalty against Andrew Walker doesn't cost Manly. Penalty count now 7-6. Ashton Sims is going to be spoken to.
Boys, the legs came up over the horizontal, all right? We'll keep them down.
And then it was Jason Riles that copped more of the caution.
Can I get some calls, mate?
Sam Harris
Calls, mate.
just picked his legs up. Wasn't a dangerous one. Pulled out of it. Ashton
Just
Sims
found touch Manly about 5 metres in from the corner post from a ball that bounced in the field of play with the breeze springing up at their back again. Here comes Hamono on the attack. Manly, they lead by 2 points to 0. Watney goes into acting half. Ordinary pass back to Monahan. Stepping, weaving, looking for support, taking the tackle. Dunley gets in there now for better service. He runs from acting half. Takes the tackle. Monahan goes into acting half. He runs from there also. Fires the pass on the outside to Harris. He goes towards the goal line. He's almost over, forced back. He's only a metre out from the line. Golden opportunity here for Manly. Walker inside to Donnelly. Donnelly's over the line. Has he got it down? He has. Against his former club, Ian Donnelly gets the first try of the afternoon. And Manly 6 lead the Dragons 0 with a kick to come.
on the back of a great touch finder from that penalty. Andrew Walker, a dangerous one. It bounced in the field of play. He got the good bounce. Here's the kick here. That's 45 metres. Dragons players fell asleep. Then Walker turning it back on the inside to Donnelly. Bit lazy there from Riddell. And a great show of strength from Ian Donnelly against the club he was at last year. Good strong run. Green Shield's not able to hold him up. Bumped Riddell off.
While we're watching that replay, Stephen Menzies and Stephen Lyons again having words. So it's been a battle for both sides today with the referee. But Walker, 20 metres in from the far touchline, about 16 metres out. To give Manly a very handy 8 points to 0 lead. And that is going to make it tough for the Dragons when you consider Manly has a pretty strong breeze at their back in this second half, although it is gusting. It's dropped off again now, but 8 points to make up in these conditions is not going to be easy. As Head comes from the field, that is a blow also for the Dragons to lose your halfback.
We're just looking at how the game's gone so far, and you look at the line breaks. Only one line break in the game, one to Manly.
Donnelly, and Riles has come reeling out of that, and he is not well at all, Jason Riles. He's on the blind side. That left arm is hanging very limply by his side. And he's moving up. He's been sidelined for so long with the shoulder problem. He is not well, Jason Riles.
No, that's shaking him up, that. I don't know whether it's a head problem or whether it's his shoulders, but he doesn't look good.
He's shaking the head. Quick tap taken by Dunley. The Dragons had their backs turned. And the tackle was made by Kite, and Young comes in to assist as Dunley went up to go again. Inside the 30. Was that a knock on by Watmo? The referee says play on. Hamono driving forward. Ball out the back to Monahan. Ordinary pass over the head of Walker. Who wants it? Stewart has it. He now looks for support. Harris straightens the attack and is up towards the 20-metre line. 8 points to 0. A try here for Manly would make it 9 impossible, you would think, for the Dragons the way they're playing. Hopewadi taken to ground eventually by Lincoln Withers. Paul is there also. Limping in back play. Solomon Hamono is coming from the field for Manly. Now Monahan cuts out Menzies to Walker. Up there Timmins, he bounces away from him. Dummies inside to Watmo, away from Gasnier. Can't get away from Young, and Timmins comes again as Hamono limps from the field for Manly. Dunley out of acting half. Easy metres there. Running across field. Menzies runs through. Dunley goes himself and is taken to ground. Last tackle here for Manly. Donnelly goes to acting half. It comes to Monahan. Up quickly was Cooper. Quick hands needed try. Cooper came up too quickly. Menzies great hands. And Sam Harris scores the try. Manly now 12, the Dragons 0. Is there an upset of major proportions on the cards here at Brookvale Oval?
Well, this one was always going to be a danger game for the Dragons. They've been up for so long. Let's look at the try. Donnelly been fantastic out of dummy half for the Manly side. Almost finds himself into a hole there. Not particularly a quick play the ball, a slow play the ball, but the Dragons short. Cooper comes in. Great ball by Monahan and a great sleight of hands there by Steve Menzies to get it out to Sam Harris. Terrific ball by Monahan. Good catch and pass by Menzies, and Sam Harris, who had a big game in the City Country match, has backed it up here today after starting off the bench. As we look at the Manly sideline there, Crusher Cleal very happy about what's happened here early in the second half.
Started first 10 minutes in the second half. I'm sure the way Des Hasler wanted 2 tries in the first 10 minutes. He's literally blown the Dragons off the park. It was going to be a case, I think, if whoever started the better in the second half would go a long way towards winning the game. Well, Manly has done that. So Andrew Walker, 12-0. There's still a chance. The Dragons 14-0.
Make it tough.
And the Manly supporters will start getting a little bit excited. Here he goes. It's on its way. It never looked like missing, did it? 14 points to 0. Manly over the Dragons at Brookvale Oval. They haven't won here since round 15 last year. They've lost 8 in a row, conceding at times over 50 points. And they lead St.G.L.D, the hot team of the competition at the moment, 14-0. And this never looked like missing.
No, what a great strike of the ball from Andrew Walker. Playing 5'8" today for the first time for the Sea Eagles. And that has been a huge lift to their attacking game.
There's a big kick from Riddell into the breeze. It's almost over the dead ball line on the full. Show that breeze has dropped considerably. It does gust at times and becomes very strong all of a sudden. As Tony Jensen is on for the Dragons, replacing Jason Riles. Something else has gone on, I think, too, for Justin Port to come off the field. Jensen making up for him. In fact, Ben Creer is on. Here's the other one. Now Donnelly pointing, trying to get a penalty. The referee not falling for it. There's the weather, and the light gets gloomier. So do the chances of the Dragons. Green Shields, this ball running away from him. Has plenty of work to do. The chase not great for Manly. It's staggered, but they regroup now and come up with a bone rattler. Anthony Watmo.
Make sure they hold and go.
Carlaw away from Watmo. Can't get away from Menzies, though.
Andrew Walker to me.
What a way for his teammates to send him out on his 250th, the win over St.G.L.D. Illawarra. Riddell. Menzies with the tackle again.
Needed to be made.
Halfway line. Riddell hurt in that tackle. Hit high around the head, he thought. Struggling in back play to get to his feet. Holding his head as now Kite plays it. Down to the ground again goes Riddell. You see him there with the trainer. He's down again. Now here's the kick from Withers. That may have a little bit too much on it. In fact, it does. Stewart very calm, watching it go to the dead ball line. Things going Manly's way at the moment as the breeze picks up once again. Hopewadi.
10-10. Hold.
Look, the Dragons missing players like Blacklock, Lance Thompson, who's inspirational. A lot of the run, a lot of the hits he makes, and a lot of the runs he does during the game lift the Dragons. But I think the player that they're missing most, and this is not taking anything away from the young fullback who's had a good debut, Ben Hornby around the rucks, just presenting that danger, backing up the second phase play that the Dragons forwards provide. As Donnelly again ducks under a tackle. Riddell down again.
In back play, injured, is now Monahan. Little kick for the corner. Donald has pace. Carlaw is there. It'll go over the touchline. Donald has plenty of pace, but not really enough room to show it there because as Des Hasler looks on, Carlaw had it covered and the touchline was too close. You wouldn't mind seeing one of those kicks, say 30 out from your own line with this breeze.
No, look, and even though it's not a great result, it does give the Manly players time to settle down a bit, get their breath.
Wouldn't hurt though on a first or second tackle, 30 out from your own line, kicking for Donald.
No, just yeah, Donald, look, no better player to kick to. One of the quickest players in the NRL, and that breeze has gusted up again.
Bend easy, take the loose. Behind both feet, Lincoln. Ball's out.
Ritters. Carlaw. This breeze is really gusting up again at Brookvale Oval. You can see the flags there.
Release it, 10-10.
Really blown by this southerly. And at times it dies and then it comes back like that very strongly behind Manly. That is making it extremely hard for the Dragons to get the ball down the other end of the field.
Yeah, look, the Dragons have been below par today, but you've got to give a huge rap to the Manly defence. Just been fantastic.
Gasnier, he came into the game with the hamstring doubt and limping from his first run. He stayed on, but he's certainly not 100% as Riddell kicks into the breeze. Held up and Stewart takes it.
Even though the Dragons' kicking game hasn't been great today, Brett Stewart, playing only his second game in the NRL in the top grade, has positioned himself well to handle what's come his way. As Dunley again scoots out a dummy half, he's come up with a spilt ball. That was a big hit by Ben Cray.
It certainly was, and it shook Dunley up. He's very slow to get to his feet and get back in position. He's been good for Manly since he's been on. But this has given the Dragons maybe the opportunity they need. Still 22 minutes of play remaining, but you just get the feeling that if the Dragons don't score soon, there's something on in back play as Tony Jensen takes it forward. Anthony Watmo standing toe-to-toe there, waiting to throw a punch at Ashton Sims, who didn't respond. Penalty.
Yeah, you had a second go at him. Yes, mate.
Quick tap taken by Riddell. They're all offside, the Manly players. Referee may be playing advantage, as now Riddell is tackled about 5 metres out from the goal line. Young. Inside the 10. Penalty.
Steve, leave the ball there. Listen, once you tackled him, all right, you can't work him back. He did it there and he did it again there. No, well, movement, he's moving off, not working him back, all right? You've got to dominate him in the tackle. Hold on, wait till they hold the line. Right, don't take it so quick. Okay. Let's go, come on. Don't take it so quick, no, you've got to go back.
Now Withers. His money's worth today, Steve Lyons. This is Green Shields almost over on debut. Very dark in that far corner here at Brookvale. Who's that got it? Cray. He's running back towards the goal post. Had the arm cocked to put the ball out the back, Matt Gidley style. Now it comes to Timmins. Here's Tony Jensen. The defence read him well, 5 metres out from the goal line. Timmins from acting half, Kite jumping straight through over. Almost run out onto Pittwater Road before he put it down. Try to the Dragons, they're back in at 14-4 with a kick to come. First try of the year for Brent Kite.
Yeah, we've seen a number of those plays today, but the balls have gone to ground. This one.
This is the penalty that was given away by Dunley. You can see they're trying to roll him back on his back. From
Timmins.
that came this.
Yeah, Timmins jumping out a dummy half. Brent Kite did well, had the leap to take the ball, but was always going to be very hard to stop from there. And you're right, nearly ran straight over the dead ball line.
Wasn't far away, was it? Here's Riddell from right in front. 11 metres out. Improving his percentage as the season goes on. The head is back to the touchline for the Dragons. Didn't they need that try? Converted try to the Dragons makes it 14 points to 6. We've still got 19.5 minutes of play remaining.
Yeah, a couple of penalties there that Manly side gave the Dragons. Another couple of free shots as Trent Barrett looks on. He's a bit bemused with what's going on out there.
Most people like us, Greg, having trouble seeing through this gloom. It is very dark here at Brookvale. While it may not look so much on your screens, it's a gloomy afternoon. It's not going to get any brighter, and we've still got 20 minutes to go. Deep kick from Manly. Greenshields did well to stay in the field of play at the end. Almost trod on the foot there of Ashton Sims. He can only take it to the 10 there before being forced back.
10's here, hold, hold, go.
Carlaw.
Dominant 2.
Manly defence muscling up.
Hold.
Solid tackle there from Sam Harris.
3, get him to hold, Steve, hold, 3, hold, go.
Simmons slipping as he tries to pick up some metres. They're only out just past the 20 now.
Hands away, hold it.
As Luluai makes the tackle.
Stay out of it, Sam. Yeah, you're right.
Jensen runs at Menzies. This is Riddell kicking from inside his 30. It's a pretty good kick into the breeze. Stewart watches it bounce straight into his arms. Good chase here from the Dragons. Young and Kite there to make the tackle.
Will that try spark the Dragons?
They certainly needed something. Donald plays it. It's a Stewart over the halfway line. Jason Riles getting ready to come back on for the Dragons. Hopewadi can't get away from Cray, but he goes again. Pops the ball out the back to Dunley. Play on, says the referee. Menzies lurking. The pass on the outside to Hicks for the corner. That'll be a try. Chris Hicks over, and Manly increased their lead. Shane Dunley, it came from Hopewadi, but Shane Dunley did remarkably well. Manly 18, 14. Manly now have scored that try to make it 18. The scoreboard here at Brookie, digital, but a bit slow. The Dragons 6.
Yeah, well, Chad Randall out of the Manly side today. How good has that man been, Shane Dunley? Gets a great little ball from Hopper. Goes wide, leaves Ashton Sims clutching at thin air. And picks up Chris Hicks. And we'll just look at Hopper. Thought the tackle was made there, played on. Lovely little one-handed pop pass. Ashton Sims not quick enough. Matt Cooper comes up with a miss. And Chris Hicks, a great finisher. Skirts the dead ball line to put the ball down. And the Manly players, I think they think that's enough. 16 and a half minutes to go. 18-6 to Manly with a kick to come from Andrew Walker. 5th try of the season to Chris Hicks.
If they think that, it could be a bit of a danger. This goal was important for Manly. But you must suggest the way the Dragons have been playing, it's going to be very hard for them to drag Manly back. Once the side gets a sniff, even if they've lost their last 8 at home, they're going to be hard to beat. Walker, he kicked one from touch from that side from before, and this one, no different. That is a vital 2 points. It means it's 14 the difference now. 20 points to 6 Manly over the Dragons. And Des Hasler, can you give us a smile? Nelly. Nelly Des.
I think he's trying not to smile.
He's trying not to. Will we see the short kick here from the Dragons, or will they kick it deep looking for a mistake? Looks like Roddella's going to go deep. And he does so. Plenty of elevation there too. Walker is under it. And here comes Heckenberg on the return. He's lost the football.
And just what they didn't need.
Exactly. How many times do you see it after a try? Particularly if they can score here, the Dragons. The doubts may start to creep in for Manly also. Riddell. Inside it goes to Kite, the try scorer for the Dragons. Williamson with the tackle. Also Luluai. Withers. Timmins. Ball there to Ross. Does he reach out? He tried to throw the impossible pass.
No. All you blokes, offside. Leave the ball there. Leave the ball, John.
Well, that was fortunate there for the Dragons.
Right, John, Chris, now, let me give you the mark. Obviously, you're taking the tap. There's your mark there. Just take it back a bit. Bring it out of the way. No, do it. You can take it wherever you want, mate. All right.
So here come the Dragons now. Riddell, Kite.
One, roll away.
5 metres out, in line with the right-hand upright. They trail by 14. They need to score on this occasion. The Dragons, Riddell, Far corner. Cooper, hands on the outside to Simmons. Corner post taken, looking for obstruction also maybe. Stephen Menzies screaming at the referee.
Yes, and please, mate. I'll the second man there, make sure no one's taken out, and then just check the corner post, please. Starting.
The difference with that, I believe it was a pass on that occasion, not the man running behind, so that should be all right. As the corner post, a little bit more doubtful.
Yeah, as long as that decoy runner didn't take the defensive player out. Certainly was a pass that went behind the decoy player. I thought it was just a well-run line. Riddell drifting across the field there. Chris Hicks looking at Ben Creagh, picking up Matt Cooper. Did Ben Creagh interfere with Chris Hicks? I don't think Chris Hicks would have got to the tackle. We'll see the final part of the movement. Reece Simmons dies over. Andrew Walker desperate. There's no problems in that regard. Andrew Walker took the corner post. Just have a look at the second man players. Riddell drifts across the field. Ben Creagh runs a very good line. Did Matt Cooper run behind Ben Creagh?
I don't think so. I think it was the pass.
Yeah, look, I've got no problem with that.
He didn't run behind him. It was the pass, and that's what Robert Finch has been talking about. Riddell's passed it behind the decoy runner. I don't see.
No, that's a try.
With that. And here's the decision. And it is a try. The try to Reece Simmons. And so the Dragons edge their way back 20 points to 10. But a very tough kick here from touch for Riddell.
We'll just have a look at that try once again. Riddell, good second man play.
And the difference with others is that the man, Riddell, did not run behind the decoy runner. He passed it.
That's right. He didn't, the hole wasn't created for Riddell to take it himself. He passed the ball to Matt Cooper, who was in that hole created by the decoy runner.
And the decoy runner didn't take the defender out. The defender took the decoy runner. They're the differences that you have to look for. And Riddell from touch. Not easy. Into a strong Southerly. The clock continues to count down. 13 minutes remaining. 10 points the difference at the moment. We've seen some great goal kicking from Andrew Walker. Riddell kicked his only one from right in front. And that's not coming back at all. And so it's still 10 points the difference. Manly 20, St George Illawarra 10 inside the final 13 minutes. And the coach's box at Brookvale Oval for the opposing team is one of the most crowded in the ground. As Nathan Brown is there, and he'll be a little bit concerned at the moment.
Yeah, look, you know, we've seen it.
I'll cost you. Come back with a touch, Judge.
He's had a constant battle.
I told you before to tell him to get back.
Constant battle, Steve Lyons, with Chris Hicks and John Hopewadi out on the right-hand side.
It's cost them there. They were penalised for being inside the 10 after Riles had thrown that pass. And here's the man, Riles, taking it forward. Leaping high to make the tackle is Albert Torrens. Riles didn't like it either. Gaznia. Let's see whether the Dragons lift their intensity here at all in this set. Withers from acting half.
Keep coming.
Carlaw. 10 short of halfway. Dunley in there again. Here's Riddell. Charge down. Watmo. That'll be 6 to go. Timmins has it. Back to where it was kicked. Now he offloads to Jensen against his former club up towards the halfway line. That's tackle number 1. Kite. Menzies around the legs. Doesn't he knock him over when he takes him low, Stephen Menzies?
Great tackling technique, Steve Menzies.
Here's Cooper. Tackle made by Hopewadi. Walker coming over the top. This is Simmons being directed forward by Riddell. They're getting close again here, the Dragons. They go left. There's no corner post over there at the moment. This Creagh is held up about 5 out from the goal line and forced back.
He was going down at the same time.
Now it comes to Withers. Riddell, cross-field kick. Here comes Carlaw. gets a hand to it, back to Gaznia. Gaznia to Carlaw. Carlaw back over his head, and Menzies has it covered.
Well, some great scrambling defence there by the Eagles. Carlaw knocked the ball back inside to Gaznia, then back to Carlaw. Manly had plenty of numbers there to contain both players as they work it out. Can't afford any mistakes here. Got to get to the 5th tackle.
They will be looking to force an error with strong defence here, the Dragons, as Kite makes the tackle with Withers and Heckenberg. Here's Walker kicking on 5, hit by Jensen as he kicked, a very big kick. And Reece Simmons was back there to cover it. Jensen, the worse for wear from that attempted charge down. And Simmons turns it inside to Cooper. Gets away from Dunley. He's taken to ground, Phil awkwardly in the tackle. Slow to his feet and limping too, Matt Cooper. Timmins, Gaznia almost through the gap. Torrens with the tackle. Now Withers out of acting half. Has Cray with him, takes the tackle himself. That's tackle number 3. Here's Timmins angling back towards the centre of the ruck. Had Riles on his outside, decided to take the tackle on 4. Riddell bumming inside, going out. This is Greenshields. Now Cooper, who's recovered. Held onto the ball. Discretion, the better part of Valor there. Last tackle here for the Dragons. It comes to Riddell. Will they go to the air again? They do. Once again looking for Carlaw. A little bit deeper this time. Carlaw knocks it to the ground. Gaznia can't pick it up, so Torrens dives on it. He'll have to get up and play it. And now he's finally tackled on 0. And that's 1 for Scott Donald. Inside the final 9 minutes, Stewart falling to the ground. Jason Riles not getting off at all. Referee yelling at movement. There was none. Now, Luke Williamson. Tackle number 3. This is Heckenberg. Towards the 40. What, Mo? Don't know whether he's expecting that.
No, I think Andrew Walker was the play then. They were going to kick on the 4th.
Walker gets it now, kicks outside the 40, looking for touch. Carlaw has it covered. Does he offload? He does. Greenshields, he straightens. 5 short of the halfway line. I see a change here for the Dragons. Also, high tackle from Luluai on Reece Simmons.
Carly, it was lazy. He's exactly right. Get him down, mate.
Just hung the arm out there, Luluai. Reece Simmons. Not much force in it, but did make contact with the head.
And not much ground made with the kick from the Dragons either. As Justin Paul comes back on the field for Tony Jensen. Riddell inside for Kite. Still going, Kite. Finally flung to ground by Watmo. They're only about 13, 14 metres out from the line. Here's Withers from acting half. Williamson with a strong tackle. Withers stunned in the tackle. Here's Timmins. Riles has lost it under pressure with a couple of players hanging off him, and Manly have come up with it through Stewart.
Yeah, and they were short to the right too, Manly. Chris Hicks ended up coming in to make that tackle. If the ball had found its way outside Chris Hicks, there was any number of St. George players that could have taken advantage of it. There was a Dragons try there gone begging.
Inside the 20, Manly trying to work it out. Time, the enemy at the moment for the Dragons, as well as the scoreboard, 20 points to 10. 6.5 to go. I think they'd have to score, if not on their next set, the one after that at least, to have any chance of winning. Kite across the top. Dunley stays down, and Brent Kite is going to be cautioned.
Same as them, mate. Right, stand up, mate. Stand up. This is a bit sloppy, all right? Okay, second one, no worries, mate.
Does make a habit, Shane Dunley, of ducking the head into tackles, which can make it awkward for defenders. But he wasn't that low then, Brent Kite. Gee, there's not much in that.
Enough to put Manly deep on the attack again in Dragons territory with less than 6 minutes of play remaining. Here's Donnelly. Ordinary pass from acting half from Torrens. It was well taken by Monahan. He was able to find Harris. Here's Watmo. Timmins with the tackle. First through that tackle of Timmins and taken to ground by Paul. Monahan. Long ball at the back. Luluai taken out without the ball. Walker by Cray. Referee says play on. That's a 20-metre line. Withers lifting the leg and forcing him to the ground. Manly in no hurry to play the football. They lead by 10. Monahan with the kick. Greenshields has it covered well. He's been very impressive on debut.
Yeah, he's been very safe, very involved.
But you're right, they do miss Ben Hornby though, as much as Greenshields has been terrific for them.
When you look at the amount of offloads that the Dragons have got away, nearly double what Manly have as Gasnier brings it out.
And loses it. Can Torrens get there? He does. He comes up with possession. And that surely is the ball game for the Dragons. Manly 10 metres out from the line, and they lead by 10. If they go in here, that is the game, but even still, Kite up quickly on Monahan, and he bounced away from him. He's still going.
He's done that well a couple of times today under pressure. Michael Monahan got out of tackles and got passes away.
That's all right, 4 on the chest.
Williamson, 4 on the chest, says the referee. This is Stewart, the fullback, taking it forward into the forwards. Riles is there to make the tackle. So too, Dean Young. Last tackle here for Manly. They look for a repeat set. Well, that's silly from Jason Riles. He could have given away a penalty there, just pushing him away. Field goal attempt from right in front. Monahan's added the extra point. Not sure about that, giving the Dragons the kick-off deep down the other end of the field. Force a mistake. What do you think, Greg?
Well, look, I think the better play would have been to try and get it into the in-goal area and go for a repeat set. It does take them 11 out, which means that if the Dragons can come up with 2 tries, they've got to kick both goals.
Now Adele with a short kick, high in the air, the breeze holding it up. Here come the Dragons, but Hicks is under it and takes it well. Well, the referee calling held a couple of times. The Dragons all in front of him. And it's very hard to see the players on that far side of the field. 20 in from the far touchline. I think that's Harris. Now Donnelly takes it forward. Looks all right on your screens, but it is very dark here at Brookie. Williamson, solid tackle. Who was that with us? Hopewadi. Countdown on for the Manly supporters. As the kick will find touch, and that'll chew up more time. The Dragons have got a race to the scrum to try and get time off signal. And they are struggling to get there, some of the big forwards. Dean Young is there urging them to get down to pack the scrum. And they're walking, the Dragons. And Monahan finding touch with that kick. 2 minutes and 20 to go. Now he signals time off. 2 minutes and 16 remaining on the clock. And Mel Cleo looking on would be very happy the way the forwards in particular have gone for Manly today. It has meant Michael Monahan is able to direct traffic and play particularly well also. And Andrew Walker moving to 5'8" has been good for them.
He's just added that thrust and attack, Andrew Walker, hasn't he? He's asked the question of the Dragons' defensive line a number of times. Monahan's been strong, as you said, directing play well, kicking well when the circumstances have come up, as the Dragons are throwing the ball around, trying to come up with a late try. I think it's pretty safe to say now, with 1:40 left on the clock, that the Eagles are going to have their first win at home since late last year. 8 losses in a row at Brookvale Oval.
It was almost a year. It was in June last year, I think it was, round 15. There's been some time between drinks, and the team that started the losing streak here at Brookvale Oval for Manly was this team, the St. George Illawarra Dragons. That'll be the team that it ends with.
And you spoke about the forwards too. Look, that's been so impressive, you know, to hold the Dragons Scoreless in the first half, tryless in the first half. They've come up with a couple in the second half, but their intensity in defence, there's the speed of their defensive line too, getting off the line, putting pressure on the Dragons' ball runners, and they've come up with mistakes, the Dragons.
Hopewadi, very slow on his feet to play it. He's almost walked up to Narrowena there, and finally plays the football. Up to the 40-metre line go Manly and Harris. Played for City on Friday night, as Monahan will find touch again. And that should see us out. I can't see the Dragons running to this scrum, although Riddell tries. They will take their time. They realise that their winning streak has come to an end. And Manly starts its own winning streak.
And it's something that the club needed, with so many losses at their home ground. Not a bad crowd here today, but they've had some big ones this year.
7 seconds left when he calls time off. Stephen Menzies' 250th first-grade game will be a win at Brookvale Oval. The ball is finally out. Penalty comes because they break early at Manly. The ball got stuck in the back of the scrum. There's the siren going in back play. What will the Dragons do here? Just take the tap. Withers takes it forward. And he will take the tackle of Sam Harris, and that is full-time at Brookvale Oval. Stephen Menzies' 250th first-grade game is a win for Manly. Manly 21, St. George Illawarra 10.